How are you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a beer I'm really, really excited about, and that is Bell's. It's their 35th anniversary edition of Expedition Stout. Yeah. It's an extra special Russian Imperial Stout brewed and bottled by Bell's Brewing Company, Comstock, Michigan. This beer comes courtesy of my boy Rick. Thank you very much for sending it off. As far as this beer goes, as far as they're concerned, it says Expedition Stout is the longest brewed Imperial Stout in the United States. First brewed in 1989 to be robust enough to hold up to time and travel. We couldn't think of a better beer to honor our 35th anniversary. We've brewed a special, stronger version for your cellar, your travels, or those special occasions of your own. This is just over a year old. It was packaged in the beginning, September. It's called September. Yeah, that's the month. 9/30/20. 11.5%. Extra special. I like that. Comstock, Michigan. Thank you very much, Rick. Very, very, very appreciative of you sending this off. I still don't have a bottle opener within my reach, which is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. People always laugh at me. They're like, how the hell do you not have a bottle opener? Well, you don't want to know what? I do. Here's one right here. So there you go. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. So, I mean, Expedition is one of my sneakily favorite ageable stouts. I forget the ABV on Expedition, though. Was it like 9? And I'm curious to see where this one lands. You know, it has a year on it already. You're talking 11.5%. It was already a pretty bittering beer, so we'll see what's what. Label-wise, it's actually really nice. I dig it. It's not that big of a departure from the base Expedition. It's really just memory serves me. It's white, just barely off-white background, like almost like a purplish kind of lettering and stencil work. But I just like the subtle variants on it. I really do. Beer-wise, it had a little bit of a head on it when I poured it. Now it is just a jet black dream. I mean, look at that thing. It's the abyss, you know. It is rich, dark motor oil looking deliciousness. We'll give this a nice whirl. Hopefully a little bit of head comes back. A decent amount of head. It is Bell's. Didn't have to make beer, so let's get that straight. So what am I like my coffee to look like color-wise? Rich, deep, and dark. We're off to a very, very, very appealing start. Let's get a nose. That smells awesome. Awesome. It smells like a Russian Imperial Stout through and MFing through. A little bit undersweet than what I expect, at least aromatically. The precursors of sweetness that you get on a nose like that, it comes off a little bit, you know, just not double negative here, not impactful. But there's something about it. It just kind of tickles me pink. Red fruit, chocolate. Multiple levels of chocolate. I don't know why I didn't just jump out and say that from the get. Multiple levels of different chocolates you're getting from a straight just baker's chocolate. You're getting a nice semi-sweet kind of milk chocolate, but then you're getting levels of different sweetness throughout. It actually has multiple different chocolate levels to it with soft little red fruitiness, which I really, really do not just enjoy, but covet in my Russian Imperial Stouts. It's bittering, but not overly bittering. I feel like there's going to be a nice kind of balance between sweetness and bittering in this thing. Man, as a core 4 beer, you got to keep that in mind right now. We're dealing with core 4. There's no chocolate added here. There's no barrel involved. It really does come off as a nice, rich, dark, well done. Not overly bittering. I have to stress that. Russian Imperial Stout. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's delicious. That is really, really, really delicious. That's really, really, really delicious. Like, really delicious. It really does hit all of the marks, and I personally covet in a Russian Imperial Stout. Bittering. You can't have a Russian Imperial Stout without bittering. No shit, Sherlock. A lot of people think that I like non-bittering Russian Imperial Stouts because of my reviews. Not the case. Russian Imperial Stout is supposed to be bittering. It's just that I feel like the Americanized version of Russian Imperial Stout is kind of bastardized to a certain extent. I'm looking at you, Old Rasputin. You know, that beer is so aggressively bittering, both from a roasted astringent maltiness to a hoppiness. I think it's just not even within the wheelhouse of what Russian Imperial Stout should be. Courage is kind of the tent pole which we measure all Russian Imperial Stouts. This beer is probably just as bittering as that beer. It's just a bit sweeter. It's a bigger beer. It's a heavier beer. It's a higher ABV beer. It brings a bit more sweetness, but that bittering retains here. It's probably just and I say this with a little bit of hesitancy because almost every single Black Albert I've had from Struce has been less bittering, but they've also, I think the freshest one I've ever had was like 2 years old. Tends to come off just a slight little bit less bittering than this. The big difference is that this is carrying this red fruit characteristic that I covet to no end in that Black Albert that a lot of times Courage can kind of miss. Now, if you're not picking up on it, I'm comparing this beer to Courage, Russian Imperial Stout, and Black Albert from Struce. They are, by far and away, my two favorite Russian Imperial Stouts of all time. I like this. This is like a trifecta here. It used to be the dual-headed monster of those two beers, of Black Albert and Courage. And I honestly cannot give you any rhyme or reason why I would not put that beer up there with those. And I think that's a really high compliment. Listen, I'm a random dude who accidentally messed up his haircuts. Now he's got a kind of a weird shaved head kind of dude who talks about beer on the internet. What does my opinion matter? I don't know, but I'm going to give it anyway. And that this is that good. You know, it's actually kind of like a mixture of those two beers to a certain extent. You know, I will say Black Albert is still number one in my books, but it would always be 1-2, bang. Black Albert, Courage, there's no question, that's what it is. And it's not so much that I'm like kind of stuck in my ways and I just want those two beers to be the best in that class. I just really haven't had much that has really kind of stood up to that. This, on the other hand, man, beautiful density. Out the kick, you know you're getting this really nice mouthfeel from the beer. This nice bittering component. Heavily from hops, but also heavily from a big roasted astringent kind of maltiness. Like I said, those levels of chocolate that I got at the original kind of aromatics are in there with spades throughout the whole entire beer. From top to bottom, T to B, son. You just multiple levels of chocolate. And like I said, that little red fruit characteristic. It's a little cherryish, you know, nothing too aggressive. Again, not a Black Albert level of that fruitiness, especially with a couple of years on it. But that's the thing, I think, to see this beer matching that beer. Because this beer is a year old. Sure, it has some time on it. But those Black Alberts I've had is always the ones that really have done me proper. Have had a couple of years on them. So I could see this beer kind of meeting that beer with a couple more years on it. This is an absolutely fantastic beer. Again, all these flavors, the multiple levels of chocolate, super bonkers mouthfeel. That nice bittering coming from multiple directions. Core 4 beer. Core 4. You know? Impressive. Listen, Bells, man. You know, they make great beer. That is not a question here. You know, just across the board, the stuff they make is fantastic. And to be honest with you, you know, when I saw this beer originally released last year, I kind of want some, but I'm like, yeah, you know, it's kind of one of those things. I think I might have been brewery only. I don't know if Rick let me know or anybody else in the Bell's universe. It was just one of those things where it was like, yeah, maybe I'll have one, maybe I won't. I'm not going to really reach out and try to find one. When I pulled this out of the beer mill that Rick sent, I was like, oh, this thing really had me intrigued. And that kind of does the beer a little bit dirty to a certain extent, because we could try to go into these with a fair mindset and not a preconceived notion, but man, I was expecting this to be really good. It's better than what I expected. I wish I had a case of these. And by I wish I had a case of these, I mean I wish I had 95 cases. So what I would do with this beer and be like, oh, if I had a case of this, I would open one of these every year for the next 24 years. No, I drank like one every week. So I wish I had 30 cases of it so it would last me, because it's just too good down to drink. I wouldn't be able to help myself. The best Bell's beer, might be the best Bell's beer I've ever had. Let's put it that way. That Batch 9000, man, that I had. Do I still have the Batch 9000 bottle? I don't know. I think I threw it away. I'm an idiot. Batch 9000, I had it probably back in 2014, 15, and it was already 5 or 6 years old. At that time, that beer was, god damn. It was a 750 OG Batch 9000. Yeah, that thing was fantastic. But this is up there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Just really, I mean, when I'm talking Mount Rushmore and Russian Imperial Stouts, I don't think there is a Mount Rushmore. You know, there's not enough heads to put that on there. It was 2. Maybe 3. I'm probably missing something. I apologize if I am. This is at least the 3rd head. So without a doubt, we have 3 heads on that mountain. This is absolutely delicious. I want all of it. Everybody send me all yours. I'll hold on to them for you until you want them. Anyway, so yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is one of the better stouts. Russian Imperial Stouts that I've ever had, or I've had as of late, yes. Ever had, yes. It's one of the better stouts that I've had as of late, yes. Mount Rushmore status, yes. That wide open. I mean, the amount of stouts, generic, word, done, that I've had as of late, that's a lot of beer. I don't remember one being as good. I mean, there's barrel-aged ones that are really good, this, that, and but it's just wide open. I think it's just that good. God damn, it's good beer. Value and availability. This I really want to know about. I don't think it was brewery only, but I think it was regional. I could be wrong there. Rick, anybody else in the Michigan, Bell's, Comstocky universe, let me know what's what and leave you with. If you like what we like this, if you like Russian Imperial Stout. I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that, because it really is, to a T, a quintessential Russian Imperial Stout, but also one of the best ones. So I think Russian Imperial Stouts in and of themselves have a little bit of a kind of niche market, because they're not, pastry, they're not base stouts, they're not oatmeal stouts, there's a bittering involved, so it's almost like, something people don't expect a lot in stouts is a robust bittering. But if you get it like this, if you like Russian Imperial Stouts, good God, you'll love this beer. I'm whispering, that's how much I love it. There you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know if you've had this, please. I want to know your thoughts. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive, podcasting stuff. We might have talked to Larry Bell on the radio show, though, like back in the day. I forget. Probably have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of, Expedition Special. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.